local administration reform, which is quite important, which is EU-driven, and the results were quite interesting. But after hearing these comments and the issues, I will talk more about the civil society development and the influence of the EU. You may know Turkey is one of Igor talked about the bad examples, and they learned that Turkey is one of the bad examples because our journey and relationship with the EU actually starts. Okay, I said 15th century. Of course, it's but actually it started with the Turkish EU relationship. It's a long way, and Turkey made its first education in '59, just after 1 year, European Economic Community was established, refused. In '63, we signed a paper, agreement, which gave some hope to us, but then again, we had to wait about 36 years to be given an official candidate status. In 2004, we started to open negotiations, which is, as I told you, it's a long, long way. The current situation is, again, not very optimistic because, as you know, there are 35 chapters actually completed. Turkey managed to open only 13 yet. One of them is only one is closed, which is science and research, and 8 chapters were already frozen because of this Cyprus issue and the other problems Turkey is dealing with. I mean, I had to say, it wasn't always bad, Turkey's island, because between 1999 and 2004, actually Turkey made put some great efforts, in the structural changes, which was we were hoping from EU deeply that we were dealing with these structural problems and we couldn't change the laws and the other things, but EU actually lead this process very well. But during that time, the support also decreased when it's parallel to the structural changes because some of them were against Turkish people's, Turkish public's will, in a way, if you say so, and the support decreased from 75% given to 50%, now even less these days. Just two specific law and two specific area. As I told you, I'm going to talk about one of them, public administration reform. I'm not going to get deep on it. The other one is the law of associations and the NGO issue under the influence of EU. I'll just skip them. If you ask this question, I'll tell what kind of reform actually happened. But what was important for us was, apart from the municipality, the changes in municipalities and the other structures were actually development agencies. Why? Because development agencies just established in order to get and use the European Union regional funds. It was a bit tricky. I mean, these agencies are distributing funds. Also, they are putting some specific targets for regional development and finding the priorities of the regions. There will be 26, but right now we have only 10. Why is it important? Because the region as a term was quite has negative connotation for Turkey, because Turkey always thinks that we have a unity. If we find ourselves, if we involve this regional term in our planning system, in our administration system, this will lead Turkey to put some pieces. Therefore, always region was so available for Turkish people. But with the EU, because we were asking for money from the EU for regional funds, in a way we forced to establish these development agencies, and actually it gives some good results. But the problem was, again, just it was because of the effect with the EU. The regional institutions actually established in areas which is not regions. Some provinces just put some provinces together and called them some region, and it didn't work actually. And also the agency's structure is supposed to be really participative and also follow the good governance principles. Actually, it failed again because yes, they have two different level organizations. One of them is advisory board, the other one is administrative board. Advisory board, yes, it's pretty participatory, different NGOs, private sector, the other administrative institutions are actually in there, but the administration body is totally under the influence of political parties and, of course, the government. This is just an example because why I told this, because usually the relationship with the EU happens like this, you have to do something, you do this, but the content doesn't matter. I mean, if you fulfill these needs, okay, you do it, but the content usually doesn't matter in Turkey, at least. I don't know the other examples. The other thing about local administration reform that I would like to talk about is the EU funds issue here. Again, why we are that example is one of them is one of the reasons was in 2006, for example, the funds came, but only 10 to 15% of the funds were used, and the rest of them returned to Turkey. Why? The reason why actually we are always saying that Poland is a good example because in Poland more than 1.5 million training is given to the public officers. Right, I think it's 300,000 public officers are there in Poland, which means at least five training for each public worker. But in Turkey, we couldn't give that trainings. EU didn't really insist on giving that trainings. And as a result of it, actually, yes, we established European projects, development offices in every single province, and even in the small districts. But the thing is, just because they are far away from the main goals and ideas behind the EU, they saw this project development process like just filling some forms that you have to do this. Probably just because of this, the lack of training resulted in this result. And the other issue is also the complication of the European Union's application procedures and bureaucracy, which was quite tricky and put some trouble on the fund process. I'm sorry. After this small comments about the local administration, I would like to talk about more NGO developments in Turkey. NGOs also has a strange history in Turkey. Actually, it is quite old again. It's coming from the Ottomans because during that time, government couldn't take money and wealth of the charities, and before of it, everybody was establishing some charities to hide their money from the government. Even the king was actually kings were establishing some charities, and the traditions coming there. But during the after the Turkish Republic experience, especially because of the Cold War period, and the communism threat in Turkey always is hanging somewhere else there. It's of course artificial, but the government officers always tend to show that there is a communist threat, and these NGOs and these terms are coming from that vision. Always, therefore, NGO has a negative connotation in Turkey again. until 1992, actually Rio Sustainable Development Summit, because our president went there. He saw that there is a third sector in every kind of meeting, and after that, at least the public officers and public institutions start working with NGOs. After that, the 1996 Istanbul Summit, Habitat Summit were actually helpful. But again, ironically, the 1999 earthquake has the greatest help for NGO development in Turkey. Why? Because after the earthquake, the NGOs were the first one who came there and helping the people. After that term, it's changed a bit radically, actually. And after 99 again, and 2004, between 99 and 2012, EU's influence on NGOs were quite noticeable. In what ways? Is one of them is actually this exchange programs works for Turkey, for public workers, for students, for NGO workers, for volunteers. Actually, many exchange programs were completed, and in the beginning, the application process again wasn't that complicated during the Euromed time, before Turkey be part of that youth program of the EU. And this exchange program works quite a bit. The other one is creating more liberal environment for civil society. Again, as I told you, the EU's most important effect in Turkey was the constitutional changes, because we were trying to change, but we couldn't. But the EU actually helped in that way, and we changed this the association law and reduced the interference of governments in the civil society sector. And the other one is, of course, the financial support on civil society organizations. In 2007 and 2008, more than 20 million euros actually is given to promote civil society dialogue. This money is not directly going to prevent the NGOs, because some municipalities also get some money, some universities get some money. Of course, some joint projects were supported under this law. And also, of course, the general EU's assistance and support is received to the NGO sector. Just in order to keep my time, I'll just talk about some problem areas. The first one is, of course, for us. The complication of application process is really a problem for Turkish NGOs, at least. I don't know the others. But this also excludes the small community-driven initiatives to have some money from the EU and be part of this EU project process. And also means that also some international consultancies, and also it's create this project writing business in a way. Yesterday, Paul has a nice word for it. Now it's a business, and people are just trying to write projects for small community organizations, get some money, and disappear. This is a big business in Turkey. The other one is the requirements of EUs about the project applications, like the turnover issue. It's huge. I know the example. For example, 9 million euros immigration project. There is no single Turkish NGO who has 27 million, 21 million over turnover in order to apply for this project. Therefore, we had to, these projects are like addressed to some places. Usually the British or German consultancy firms are coming, applying with the leads, and give some money, not really big money, to the Turkish NGOs, and this consortiums actually always entering this kind of projects. And also, we had to work with too many international experts, and sometimes 3 experts out of 4 experts in the project are international, and this is again a problem actually. I'm not saying that international experts are bad, but if I recommend you Ukrainian project. Of course, first I had to learn about Ukraine before about